The guy sitting next to me has all the motivation there is in the world to go out there and pursue professional football. Richmond Boakye is my guest on the tracker today. Rich, it's good to have you on the show.
Thank you very much.
I've heard a lot. First thing I noticed is that you are very low-key, because I'm trying to look for interview material of you even on the internet and hard to find. But I mean, you've been in Ghana. I'm not sure a lot of people even know you are in town, but
No.
What have you been up to?
Well, I came for holidays, and most of the time I go to see my family, and I'm with my boys and my friends. That is what I do. I don't usually go out that much.
The low-key life. I like it. Talking about family and friends, where is family for you? And before you became Richmond Boakye, the guy who was on TV, where did it all start?
Well, my mom and my dad are both from Richmond Boakye.
Oh.
And I was born in Sunyani. By God's grace, we moved to Richmond on a transfer.
Okay.
And I had opportunity to come to Accra. And I was picked by Oliver Richmond United for a tournament, and that is where it all started from.
You're going past the details too quickly for me. Slow down for me a little. But if you want to send in your thoughts to the show, the text and WhatsApp number is on your screens over there. So do send in your thoughts. Send in questions for Richmond Boakye. I will be too happy to read them out. Let's talk about time in the Brong-Ahafo region, because I've realized that it's really a hub for the development or the upcoming of a lot of players. I interviewed Audi Saka, 2 years ago, and he was telling me that he picked up his football from a place called Sampa. I'm not sure about where that place is yet, but hopefully if I visit there sometime, I can check that out. How is it that this place has such a budding football culture that has bred the likes of you, Ajiman Bedu, Efri Akwa, Audi Saka? What is it about BA?
Well, for me, that time there was codes. We used to play codes, the under 12, under 17, and Brong-Ahafo was one of the strongholds that you could get players who were playing codes. Yeah. From that place, and unfortunately, fortunately, I had the chance to see Audi Saka play at a school in Pemkwase, Aban Council.
How old were you then?
I was very small, but my father used to take me there, and the way he used to dribble, I was amazed. So I was in Pemkwase when I was playing 4 against 4 by the roadside, and one teacher, I've forgotten his name, he was standing right beside his motor.
Yeah.
Bike, and he just walked straight to me and he said, "Do you want to play football?" I said, "I'm playing football." And he said, "No, I want to take you to a team." And I said, "Which team?" He said, "Goldface." And that time they used to train at around Area 4 in Sunyani. So he said, "Tomorrow morning I will come and talk to your parents and I'll take you there." So they took me there the next morning, and the coach was Coach John. So when he took me there, they said Fine Academy was going to do trials that time.
Yeah.
So I went, immediately I went to train. The next day it was the Justify. So I went and I was picked.
Wow.
When I was picked, we went to go Mwafete, and there they didn't pick me. So I had to come back and play my coach team. So when I came and I started playing, unfortunately I got the opportunity to come to Accra, and I was playing with Efri Akwa, who was then my captain.
Oh.
We were young, but
you were playing in the same
team, Goldface,
wow,
together.
Interesting stuff.
And we used to live in the same neighborhood because my father is a policeman, so I was living in the barracks.
Wait, hold on a second. How long have you known Efri Akwa?
Since I was 8 or 9 years.
Wow. Wow. So the two of you have literally grown up around each other all your lives.
And we used to have the same agent.
That's some interesting stuff right there. Now, tell me about the life at the coach level. So, I mean, at that time, were you dreaming of becoming professional? Did you think you were good enough to be professional at the time, be it on the local level or even leaving the shores of Ghana?
That time, I wasn't really thinking about football because my mom was too strict about school. He wanted me to be a doctor. You know, when you're a kid, they want you to be a doctor or a lawyer. And my father really did not watch me play until one day they both came to watch me. And my mom said...
At the coach level?
Yes. They came to the stadium. I think it was qualified to Milo Games. Okay. Under 17 or something. But I was on the bench and they were changing for me to come. And our coach was fighting with one coach team called Alakoso. I don't know if... And they were fighting because the coach said, I'm not the one for them to bring inside because I'm very small.
Oh.
And when I came, unfortunately, I scored, and it was 2-1. So from there, when we came home, my father was like, "Oh, I didn't know you can score like that." And my mom said, "Okay, you can combine the school and the ball together."
Yeah.
So that was where I got opportunity to do whatever I'm doing now.
Now, tell me about the point at which you were discovered, because I know that in Ghana, it's not necessarily the most talented players that get discovered. Sometimes it's the grace of God, sometimes it's luck, sometimes it's your talent. I mean, how did that discovery come about? Who are the key players in that process?
Well, I think all of this started because when I was not picked in Gomua Fete by final, I just said to myself, I need to become somebody. I need to prove a point that even though I'm not picked at the academy, but I can be remembered as one of the good players in Africa.
Yeah.
So I had opportunity to play a tournament in Italy, but I was in Bechem that time. So I think Bechem United had second division and first division. So the second division walked up to me. They came to our house and they told my father, we want him to play the second division. My father said, he's sitting there. You can speak to him. So when they asked me, it was Nanaya who was the captain then, and Reginald Asante.
Reginald Asante.
Yeah.
Wow.
So when they came, I said, no, I'm not playing second division. I want to play the first division. And they look at my age and they were like, you cannot play the first division because they are too big. I said, no, I'm not a second division player. So they went back and I think they went to tell the team owner. The boy said he doesn't want to play the second division. So he said, okay, then let him come to train with the first division. If he proves himself, he stay. And unfortunately, the first day of training was a training game and I scored 2 goals. Ooh. So after that, Reggae called me and Reggae said, you can play.
So that was it for you. You got your break into the Bechem first team. How many matches did you play there?
Small. I think I played one of the big games against Bechem Chelsea. That time they've come to Bechem and everybody was willing to see the 2 teams participate. So I was even in the house. I was not selected. The new coach who came saw my height and my age. He didn't pick me. So Reggae was in Accra. So he came a day before the game. So when he came, I think Reginald Asante asked, where is my boy? And it was like, he was not selected. And I don't know what happened. I was in the room watching TV that time. We used to listen to Don Bote and Chastela, so I was listening to one of their speeches, and I got a call to come to camp, and I said, I'm not picked this camp. So when I came, the next morning, they said, you are starting. And I was very small, so the JC was big, so I have to fold it. And
you're still a teenager then?
Yeah.
Wow.
So after the game, I think I made an assist to Reggae. So after the game, and everybody was like, wow. Who is that kid? And they said Kwame Fish.
Where did that name come from? What's the origin of that name? The name
that
Kwame
name
Fish
came because we were playing Milo games in Atebubu. And there was a defender called Matt Fish. And in that game, is like that area, he was very, very popular, that defender. So before the game, I think they just made a small recording that what is going to happen to him since I've been scoring. I said, oh, I will disgrace him. So in the game, I really made him suffer, and I scored again. So after the game, the guy walked straight to me. I think I've forgotten his long time, Jones or something. He said, you've disciplined me today. I respect you. So most of the school people that were with me said, why don't we remove this Mad Fish guy and just put that your house name, Kwame Fish? And suddenly, there was one guy called Y. He's from Duayam Content. He started calling me Kwame Fish, and
the name stuck.
It stuck.
Do people from there still call you Kwame Fish when you go back home?
The Bechem people and the senior people, they don't want to accept the Boakye magic until maybe they say it and I say, bro, level don't change. Don't call me Kwame Fish again.
That's interesting. Now, tell me about meeting Oliver and moving away from Bechem United. How many Ghana Premier League matches? Very few. You played a very...
No, I think like 2.
2?
I think like 2.
And then somebody thought that, no, this kid should not be playing here.
They were going to play a tournament. I first went with Reggae, but I was very small. So I used to come in 5-10 minutes in Italy.
Okay.
And I think I went the second time. But that one I didn't play because I was also too small. And the third time, there was a tournament in Italy, Pope John Paul tournament in Vicenza.
Okay.
So we went and unfortunately, I got picked.
Just take me back a little, right? I'm just trying to draw the path. So, how did you come into contact with Oliver? He met you at one of those Colts games?
No, they told me...
You came to Accra?
I came to Accra,
okay. And
I think Bechem United was playing against Liberty Professionals.
Okay.
And I don't mean to remind about the man who just passed away, Liberty.
Elijah Slightete.
Yeah. So there was Bechem United playing against Liberty Professionals. So when I came, Oliver said, this is one of the boys I would love for us to watch. And they gave me a jersey and they changed. So after 5 minutes, Slightete, right? He just told Oliver, can I register him in our team? Oliver said, no. He just played 5 minutes, said, listen, the boy, he knows how to play.
Yeah.
So after 20 minutes, they changed, and I came to train with I play with the Liberty people against these people. So there was one striker, Richmond, and they paired me with him. So after the game, and Sly looked at me and said, I will help you. But you are with Oliver, and he's also going for a tournament, so they will push you to go play the tournament. And that was how it all started. Interesting
stuff. Now, I realized that your first spell was what? Juventus? You were owned by Juventus at the beginning? Or Genoa?
Genoa.
And it was a co-ownership of some sorts, or it was solely Genoa in the beginning?
In the beginning, it was only Genoa.
It was only Genoa. And then Juventus came in with the interest. Tell me a little bit about that. Like, you know, Bechem boy, come to Accra, justified your inclusion. Now you are in Italy. How did it feel? How are you handling all of that?
For me, it was one of the good feelings, because I always said to myself, I don't want to play Ghana football. When I was a kid, my favorite striker was Thierry Henry. That's why that's why I wear number 14, because I was watching every time TV. When I see him score, I said, he scored very easy. Yeah. He doesn't shoot, but so I want to be like him. So when we go to Italy, when I was picked, I was told to pick a train. And a Sunyani Bechem boy who is picking a train, who I've never seen train in Ghana. So I was like, wow. And I was the only person going. He just gave me a ticket, stop here, stop here. Yeah. So every minute you see me standing in the train asking, is this the place I'm supposed to stop? Not knowing it was my 4 or 5 hours journey. So I was like,
tense, nervous.
Yes, nervous, didn't know what to do. So when I got to the train station, by God's grace, there was a man who came to pick me. He just looked at my height and everything, and he said, are you sure you can play? Just like that. Yeah. I said, don't worry, God will handle what I'm supposed to do here. So I went to the hotel, slept. The afternoon, they picked me. And when I got there, in my career, whenever I get to a place, there is always a game. So when I got there, they were playing a game, and I was like 14 years or 15 years. So they took me to the...
early.
Yeah.
Wow.
So they took me to the under 15, and we started playing. And I think around 35-40 minutes, I've already scored 3-4 goals. And the director asked, who is he? And they said, a new player. Yeah. So within 1 hour, 20 minutes, they told me to stop playing and pick my boot and go to the next people. Yeah. From 15 to go to the 17 to train with those people. So I went there, and when I got there, they were also playing a game. And they changed for me to play, and there too I scored 5 after the game. So
I can't believe this.
Even me myself, I was shocked. So after the game, when I came to my hotel, and I was like, hey, Erade, I did need too much, because the goals were coming, and the next morning they told me, we want you to stay, and you have a 3-4 year contract.
Genoa.
Yes.
Wow. Now tell me about how a 15-year-old settles down in Italy. So do you live with a guardian? Do you live with your agents? Like, do they rent a house for you? Do you live in a hotel? What's that like?
Most of the players that were from outside, we had a place that we live, like the place for the Genoan players. Oh, okay. The youngsters.
So they have something like, let's say, like a little academy type place or hostel for the foreign players that come in
to stay there. So I went to meet Isaac Kofi. He plays in Turkey now. And when I went, Isaac Kofi was not there, but they told me there was a Ghanaian player there. And after came Masaudu Alasan, Chipsa.
Yeah, Roman Chipsa.
Yeah. So we were like at least 4 Ghana boys there. So
nice. Now, before I even go on to my next talk, tell me about how you people relate there as a group of Ghanaians, right? So do you people hang out together, eat together, like chill together? What's the bond like between you guys that were there in the same group at the time?
It was nice, because meeting your fellow Ghanaian and you people speaking, they told us to start learning Italian, but Ghanaians, when we meet, there is no Italian. We're speaking Twi throughout. So most of us was finding it difficult to learn the language. But it was very nice and very peaceful.
Yeah.
I remember that time Isaac Kofi was the one who went. He went earlier, so he had a little bit of euros in his pocket, and that time we didn't know. So he used to take us to one shop, and he'll buy us a lot of things, and we'll be so happy. But when we got to a certain level, we realized, this guy used €5 to buy all these things, and you know. But we thought he was spending like 100 euro or something. But later I realized this guy was using €5 to spend on us, and he was bluffing on us. Wow. So it was nice.
Interesting. But now you speak Italian. You've been in Italy for over a decade.
Almost. I played 9 years in Italy.
Wow. So do the teams deliberately get you like tutors to learn the language? Is that how forceful it is?
I went to school for a while.
Oh.
I was supposed to go for 1 year, but I went 4 months, and I told them I came to play football, not school. Because we were learning history about Italian. I don't want to learn it.
You just wanted to learn the language?
I didn't even learn about Philip Bahu. How am I going to learn about Italian?
It's very naughty. Let's talk about, moving away from Genoa, because it looks like you didn't enjoy a lot of first team action in Genoa. You went to Sassuolo, and then again you scored on your Serie A debut.
Yeah.
Tell me about that. Getting the opportunity to play in your first Serie A game, playing with the senior players. What was that like?
It was great, because that time we had Diego Milito, Thiago Motta, and he was injured, and I had David Suazo, who was playing. Wow. And
Roberto Mancini was head coach at the time?
It was Giampiero Gasperini. Yeah. So Suazo was playing, and on the 12th minute he got injured. And they looked on the bench, and there was nobody who was a striker. It was only me left. So either he put El Shaarawy, the winger, as a striker, or he puts the
natural striker in there.
And I was 17 years back then. So he just told me, go warm up.
How are you feeling? How were you feeling? Were you confident? Were you nervous? It's your first major game.
I wasn't nervous, because I used to tell myself I always want to just disgrace defenders. That was when I was a kid. That was the childish mentality. Yeah. So when he called me, I was like, today is my turn. So I wasn't nervous. I wasn't really nervous.
21 goals in 66 appearances. That's what I have on my sheet here. How did that experience at Sassuolo build you up as a player? I'm asking this because now there are a lot more Ghanaians in the Italian Serie A. There's Alfred Duncan. He's bounced around a little. So I'm just trying to figure out how your early loan spell with a team like Sassuolo helped your confidence to succeed as a player.
I think Sassuolo, as a club itself, helped me a lot, because when I was sent there by Genoa as a loan player, fortunately I got a good coach, Fulvio Pea, who was he really wanted to buy me when I was playing Genoa then. So when I came to meet him at Sassuolo, he was really, really happy to see me there. And I used to play. I wasn't a striker. You know this story. Yeah. I wasn't a striker. I was a winger.
Oh.
I was a winger. So he used to play me on the left wing, sometimes on the right wing. So I think there was a game, a derby against Modena. And I don't know what happened. He just told me, you are playing 2 strikers. I said, okay. So I scored 2 goals in the derby. And from there, it changed, and I became a permanent striker.
Now, you went on loan to Elche. I'm not sure about how happy you were, but I remember following you at that time. You used to score, you used to come into games, score, but you were not necessarily getting the playing time you wanted. What was that experience like, moving away from Italy and then heading to a whole different country on loan?
That was my first time moving out of Italy, from my comfort zone to a different place. So it wasn't easy for me, and the way they used to play, the way they play in Spain is different from the way they play in Italy.
Yeah.
So I think for the first 2 months, I was struggling to play regularly. And after a couple of months, I started playing regularly. But I used to come in every time as a bench player. But by God's grace, anytime I get in, I get the opportunity to score.
Yeah.
It was beautiful. It was beautiful. Spanish football for me, I think if I have the opportunity to sign a 10-year contract with a team that will let me play with it, I will stay there.
So you're basically saying that the Spanish league is your league of choice?
For me, it's amazing. Why? Because the goalkeepers don't even kick long balls.
Everybody passes in the Spanish league.
Yes, and I remember one time Manu, our goalkeeper, kicked the long ball away, and our coach was mad after first half. He said, if you cannot play with the players, let me change you.
Wow.
That was the first time hearing a coach saying this to a goalkeeper.
That's interesting.
It was nice.
Very interesting. Then you come back to Atalanta. There again, you scored a lot of goals. Who are some of your standout teammates from your Atalanta era?
Oh, that time I had Dennis German, who used to play Napoli.
German Dennis.
I had Maxi, one guy from Argentina. I had Ciccarini. We had Raimondi. We had good players.
Quite a solid team back then. Quite a solid team. So, I mean, when you box together your time in Italy so far, I mean, I would have thought that having spent almost your building block time, your early time, your debut time, Italy would have been your favorite. Why isn't Italy your favorite league?
Well, every player has a way. It's not about. I am more of a striker who plays round to space, and Italy is one of the best leagues. I'm not saying it's not one of the. I still would love to play there, but I'm more of a technical striker than a tactical striker. That is the reason why I may prefer Spanish football maybe before, but Italy is like my home because that's where I started everything.
Interesting thoughts there. Let me read a few thoughts that have been coming in for you, and then I will get on to some other stuff. Interesting stuff here. So this one here, people are sending in all kinds of messages. This one is from William Smith from Shukra. Says, hi Ben, good show so far. I'm enjoying the conversation. Mickey from Adenta says, please, can I get a signed jersey from Richmond? Mickey. This one is a nice interview with Richmond. This one also says, please, City TV, listen, I need Richmond Boakye Adam's personal number. Hey, Charlie, your fans plenty pass. This one's from Mark Mauli from Adenta. Says, ask your guest if you would like to play in the Ghana Premier League and which team. So just before we take the break, let me finish off the first part of the interview with that. First of all, do you have a Ghana Premier League team you support?
Yes.
What team is it?
I'm from Ashanti, so
Asante
definitely to be Asante Kotoko.
Is there a chance that it can happen? I mean, these days we've seen Munir Sule come down, Gladson Awakos come down. I know you are not looking to come down now, but is there a chance that you come back and play for Krobia Asante Kotoko?
Before I end my career, yes.
Wow, that's emphatic.
Yeah.
You deliberately make attempts to make it happen?
Yeah, and I will, that year that I will come back, I will win the top scorer.
Wow. Interesting thought there.
That's my dream.
You want to come back, play for Asante Kotoko and be top scorer?
For that time.
Where's that motivation coming from?
I don't decide things for myself, but as far as I've always been led by the presence of God and the Holy Spirit, I believe what I say, because what I decree is what God will hold in contempt for it to come to pass.
Are you a pastor?
I believe in God, that's all.
Literally preaching on the show now. Richmond Boakye Adam is the guest on the tracker. Do send in your thoughts via text and WhatsApp. The number is on your screen right there. We've just been going through his early days as a footballer, his club career in Italy. There's a lot more to talk about because Red Star Belgrade is where a lot of things happen. We'll talk about his national team career as well, under 20 World Cup, winning the bronze medal and all that. Stay with us right here on the tracker. We'll be right back. Welcome back to the tracker here on City TV. We are talking to Black Stars and former Red Star Belgrade striker Richmond Boakye Adam. Rich, let's just round up the local discussion. Now, you made a statement that when you were young, you never really wanted to play in Ghana. And I'm not even going to ask you why. I know why. I cover sports on the local scene. But when you watch our football, from your personal perspective, if you could change just one thing about the industry as it stands now, what would you do?
Salaries.
Why? Why is it such a pointed thing for you? A very instant go-to for you?
What I'm going to say now, I don't mean to offend anybody or any team owner or anything, but I think if a player wakes up every day and train and fight and want to do his best to take a club to the highest level, we all can help these players to just give in more and do more for the club. I think Ghana is one of the countries that can develop players that people would be amazed. But if a player is maybe, excuse my language, if a player is taking like 500 Ghana or 1,000 Ghana and he has a rent to pay with a girlfriend or a wife and a kid, I think it becomes a little bit difficult for them to combine. So I think if there can be sponsors that can help these players and just to put a limit of a salary to help them and give them that peace to train and not have issues at home, I think our Ghana league is going to be one of the best leagues in Africa.
Brilliant, brilliant. Now let's talk a bit about Red Star Belgrade, because it is where every moment you turn on your live score and there's a Boakye Yado goal. Turn it back on again, there's a hat-trick. What was it about Red Star Belgrade and playing in Serbia that just made things, I won't say easy, but just smooth for you like that?
Oh, well, I thank God Almighty for this question. I've always wanted to answer this question because most of my friends always ask me, why would you go to Serbia? And I will say this: those who believe in God should believe in prophecy. It's real. People may think it is not real because I had the opportunity to move to different clubs.
What were your other options?
Because at that time I think that time there was a rumor about Villarreal, there was a rumor about Verona, Fiorentina, but I don't know why. I was called early in the morning by Prophet Kwameza, or that is my pastor. He told me there are 2 clubs who will be coming. Don't go for the yellow shirt, go for the red and white. So I didn't even know. It was 4 months before it happening. So when Oliver called me and he said, there is a team from Serbia and there is a team from this place, I said, Serbia. Because in Italy, even me, I never go on live score, so I don't know which club is Red Star Belgrade. But when I woke up the next morning, that Oliver told me and he said, they haven't red and white jerseys. So I remembered 4 months ago, Papa said something. So I called him and said, he said, don't go anywhere, go to Serbia. And
interesting.
It was amazing.
And then you realized how big a club Red Star was.
Yes, when I got there, the first day I got there, I was like, whoa. I never see fans like this in my life.
Red Star are Serbian royalty.
Like, it's crazy.
Now, how was that like? New language, new destination, new coach, new teammates. How's the settling down process there like?
I think when I went, they were on pre-season in Greece. So I had 2 flights. One to Serbia to do the medicals, and after the same day, then after I went to Greece. So when I went, the next morning we were training, and I was really tired. So the first day at training, it wasn't really what I was expecting. And I saw some of the boys, like, you know, he doesn't want to run either. And I kept my cool. So there was one guy called Mechi Donald from Holland. He came to me, he said, bro, you can play football, but you are tired. I said, yeah, I'm tired, don't worry. Tomorrow it will happen. So we came the next morning and training was going on. Then everybody's idea and perception changed about me. That was how it all started. My first game was 1, second was 2 goals, third was 3 goals.
Wow.
I don't know how God was doing it, but it was crazy.
Now tell me something, right? I know you've signed a contract already with them, but when you come into a team and you become so prolific, I mean, do the team owners treat you preferentially? Do you get some benefits on the side?
Yeah, I used to eat free when I go to a restaurant.
Wow, for real?
Yeah, I had a spaghetti. I had my name on one spaghetti. They call it the Boakye pasta in some of the restaurants.
That's amazing stuff there. That's amazing. Now, what's your most memorable memory? How's a memorable moment from your days at Red Star?
A goal against Cologne.
This was what, Europa League?
Europa League. That was my first time of playing Europa League in my career. And I shoot the ball from, I think, 27, 26 yards. And it was amazing.
You played in the Champions League as well.
Yeah.
How big an experience is it? Is it just a name that we all make noise about, or for you as a player, when you're about to step on the Champions League stage, you can feel it that this is a stage above the others? Is that what it is?
For me, yes. Even the song for the Champions League, when it starts, you just get this good feeling like I've arrived.
What team did you play in your debut, your Champions League debut?
Partizan.
Oh,
yeah.
That is what, a local derby?
Yes, local derby, but it's one of the biggest I ever seen.
That's crazy. You got to play in a local derby in your first Champions League game. why would you leave Red Star? Somebody would ask. I mean, after all the good memories, after having your name on the pasta, free meals. I mean, it's clear that the city loves you and the club loves you. Why would you walk away from a team like that?
I think I've played almost 4 years in Red Star, and I think whatever I have dreamt as a player to achieve, when I got there, I think by God's grace I have achieved it. And I always like different challenge. I like to go to another place to prove myself. So after that, I just felt like I don't need to prove anything again. I've done it all. I wanted to play Champions League when I was a kid, and then I've played against the likes of Liverpool, Bayern Munich, Arsenal, Napoli. So I think I just want something different.
Which is the biggest game that you have played in? If you retire now and say, look back on your career, which is the biggest European game you've played in?
Against Arsenal, first half. It was crazy.
Red Star
against Arsenal, first half. It was like I was the boss.
This was when, 2 seasons ago?
Yes.
Yeah, I remember.
I was enjoying myself, doing whatever I want to do with the ball. It got to a time I think I was over complacence. Yeah. I think I was like enjoying the game too much that I didn't realize, I didn't focus on scoring because I was touching the ball, doing everything.
Yeah.
It was nice. It was nice.
Now tell me about your future as far as club career is concerned. Where is Boakye headed next?
Well, I'm just waiting on God first, and I'm waiting on my manager to just bring the offer for me to fly.
Interesting thoughts there. Let's digress a little and talk about your national team career. First, just talk about, I don't know if I should start with under 20, because yes, Celastete was there, Asifua was there, Abuaji was there. That was such a star-studded side. One, did you think that team underachieved by coming third in that competition?
I think we could have done more, but that under 20, I would take the opportunity to say something. When I came to join them, I was with Baba Rahman. We went to the national team. That time I played 31 or 30 something games in Sassuolo, and immediately we were coming for holidays. We were supposed to go, and we went with the national team. And after the national team, we were supposed to come back again, fly again to Turkey. So there was a little bit tiredness around me, and it wasn't that easy, but what the boys did, I think they did their best, but maybe we could have done more.
Now, just to link this with your club career, I remember I realized you and Pogba were teammates at a point at Juventus. You played him in that competition twice, I believe. Yeah. What is he like as a person, and what was it like? What was it like now seeing him move on from Juventus, France, Manchester United, getting bashed by fans that he's not doing well enough? I mean, having known him yourself, what is all that like for you?
Pogba, I think he was one of the good guys. When I was in Juve, we used to go out to eat together. He's funny, he likes to dance, and he's a free-minded person, and he's one of the most amazing midfielders I've seen. Whatever is going on with him now, I don't think it is only his fault, because we play football with 11 players. So you can't single out a player and say maybe this is going wrong. And players, we have moments. I came back from China and I was able to play the qualifiers for the Champions League, good games. And after I was struggling, and the people who loved me later, you could see some comment. He went to China, he's a Chinese player now. You know, when you buy a phone from Europe and you buy China, but
people do all kinds of comparisons.
People do all kinds of comparisons, but you have to be strong. And for me, I think Pogba is one of the great players in the world, and he always remain one of my favorite midfielders.
Nice. Let's talk about the AFCON. Now, you got injured right before the AFCON.
5 minutes before we went to South Africa.
How does that feel?
It was one of the most painful moments in my life, because that was the season I was really scoring in Sassuolo. I was on top form. I was playing, and even the training matches against Tunisia, Egypt, I felt so good. I remember Samuel telling me that I'll never forget this life. Hey, magic. And in my head, that word gingered my spirit, and I wanted to do more. So for me to just get injured at training. It was very painful, and it was left with 5 minutes for us to end training, and we are going to South Africa. And I had a 50-50 with John Boy, and unfortunately, he sat on my leg and I twisted my ankle.
That's such a very freak story. I mean, in the end, you were in the camp with the players. You've already narrated how it feels not to have participated, but what is it like having to sit on a bench in a competition of that nature? You know, Kwesi Appiah was the coach back then.
Yes.
I mean, what was it like sitting on the bench, just observing and not playing a part?
That is one of the sad moments for me. I think as a player, that is very, very, very sad. I came to play and I'm not able to play, but I'm watching, I cannot do anything. It gets to a time you can feel like, oh, if we took 3 strikers and 2 is playing and one of them is tired, they have to replace maybe a winger as a striker, which if I was okay, I could have helped the team, and I wasn't able to help in any way. So that was really, really, really a sad moment for me.
Hold on there. Let me read a few messages that have come in, and then we will continue the discussion. Wow, a lot of messages. Okay, let me start off from here. This one here is from Jerry. It says, I'm enjoying the tracker. I want this message to reach Richmond Boakye. I was just like he was and want the same opportunity he got in his beginning. So you want the same opportunity as Richmond Boakye. I'm not sure how you want that opportunity to materialize, but I'm sure you need to make your way to a football pitch, play, and hopefully get seen. This one here is from Pimsin inside Cove Town. Says, please tell my superhero that he's the best striker. Andrew says, kindly ask him if he knows Kennedy Owusu-Ansah and let him know that he has a strong support base in Dansoman. This one's from Dachi Hene, aka Silent Observer from Oyarifa. Okay, he says, great interview. I'm one of the biggest fans of Boakye. I want to know if he's married because I once heard he was married to a white lady. Is that true? You people don't hold back. Silent Observer on par. This one here says that please tell Kwame Ayew that and his friends and co from Sunyani police rented house in number 1. Oh, it says please tell Kwame Ayew that his friends from Sunyani police rented house in number 1 miss him. Okay, so Kwame Chere, Alex Opon, Ernest and co. You know these people. You know they dropped the number, so I might just leave you the number before we go. Ebo and okay, so this is Ebo now in Tamale. Somebody says this player is very humble, even from the way he speaks, and it's even more God-fearing. He should keep it up. This one's from AEC Dixon. Okay, so I think they both sent in messages from different parts of where they are. AEC Dixon says, wow, so amazing watching my mate Kwame Fish from St. Vincent International, Bichim. Wow, missing you, bro. He says, you have our prayers, keep the fire burning. Isaac Andor from Yeji, Bono East, says, Boakye is a good player. This one says, good work, senior, God bless you. Joseph Asemeni Yadom is my playmate in Bechem. I'm not surprised of what he can do. Is your name Joseph?
No, it's Asmani Joseph.
Just Asmani Joseph.
He used to play with us.
He used to play with you. And then this one here, William from Volta region who says, I advise Richmond to stay where he is and make his money. If he wants to earn 450 Ghana cedis a month, then he should come. Well, he says that by the time he'll arrive in Ghana, he would have made all his money already. So I'm not sure he will even care about Asante Kotoko's money back then. Mauli says that besides financial consideration, what will be his advice to players in the Ghana Premier League? Okay, who are playing in the Ghana Premier League? Somebody says you've proven everybody wrong because it is not easy to take the opportunity that you took. Thank you. This is coming from Lele from Yeji. Okay. Ali Zuberu. He says we can call him Bruno. He says I'm really enjoying the show. Big ups to Richmond Boakye. You say Bismarck from Teshi says he should push harder. I see him playing for Manchester United one day. A lot of interesting opinions on where Boakye should be playing and not playing, but I'll read a few more messages before we go. But let's talk again about 2013 going to 2014. It was a World Cup year. Like you're saying, you were in good form for Sassuolo. Were you again hurt that you missed out on the World Cup?
I was very disappointed, and I was asking myself, why is it that every time we have a national team or something that is bigger that I'm supposed to go far and something will happen, and it's always injuries. I was not feeling okay, so I used to call my best friend, who is now like my brother Ray, Richard Amankwa, and we'll be on the phone. I call my big brother, Ernest Boakye. My big brother will always say like, we need to pray, we need to pray, we need to pray. But we were praying and doing all sorts of things, but I always get injured.
I mean, have you come to terms with the fact that it's just part of the game?
No, I don't believe when somebody said people take me this, they do that. I don't believe in those things. If they could have done it, why don't they give birth to their own self? But there is a creator, so I don't believe in this.
Now there's a new Black Star setup. CK Akono is the man in charge now. Have you received the call-up since he came through?
I was nearly called the first time he was appointed, and the next morning I got injured.
Man, yes, I remember, because I remember discussing you as part of one of his call-ups. You've still gone ahead to score goals even after that situation. Are you hoping to be back in the national fold soon?
Well, I'm a player of the nation, so whenever they call me, I'm ready to do my duty for the nation.
He has been under fire himself. I mean, as a manager, you know how Ghanaians, everybody's a coach in Ghana. After his first 6 games, he has a 50% win record. Some people say, from what we've seen, Akono can't do the job. Some people say that he needs our support. We need to help him going forward. I'm not sure if you've known him before his time at the Black Stars, but what do you make of his leadership so far and his handling of the team in the games that he's taking care of?
Did people think Leicester City could win the Premier League?
No.
So why don't we give an opportunity to our own man to do the job and see what God will take us? I think it's time that we need to pray and support anybody who is being chosen as a coach for the national team. If he's black, if he's Ghanaian, we need to support them. We need to pray for them, because they also go through problems as a coach. Being a coach, I think, is not easy. So I think if he has been appointed, we have to support him. It is part of his destiny. You can't change it.
Yeah.
If he was not meant to become coach, he will never become a coach.
Are you one of those people who would prefer to have one of our own coach the national team instead of a foreigner?
I think whoever comes to coach the national team is meant to be. And if it is a white man or a black man, I don't think you can change the course of nature. So you just have to allow it, just support him and see where he will take us.
Now we have a technical directorate. We want to restructure our football in some way or the other. When you look at the national team setup as it is now, again, I'll put you on the spot. What's one thing you think you could improve about our national team? It could be off the pitch, it could be on the pitch. You've been around the teams for a long time. What's that one practice that we do that you think, hey, it's not like I'm offending anybody, but I've been here. If we did this way, it would be better than what we are doing now?
I think I said it yesterday to my guys that I think we will win the African Cup this year, and they asked me why, and I told them it gets to a certain period of time, players will just say to yourself, I think enough is enough. And I think when I'm talking with the boys or we are WhatsApping, you can feel like most of the players say, Charlie, this time around there, no joke, we take the cup because it's long. And if you have this unity and this vibe, I think it will happen. So I think what we need is unity, discipline. And you can play one of the big teams in the world, but when you come to your country and you use your club name to just train anyhow, I think that affects the team. Regardless of where you are playing, when you come to the country, when you come to play for the country, you need to give your best as you are giving in your club. And I think most of the players are doing. We all need to add prayers to it.
Yeah,
that's all.
Let's talk about a few random football issues before we bring the interview to a close. I mean, you're not retired yet. You have no plans of retiring. You're very young and still in your prime. But do you have any plans of your future after football? What you want to do? Perhaps coaching, scouting, getting out of football completely? You have no idea?
I don't want to take any part in football.
Why?
I don't want to be a football coach. After football, I just want to be with my family and my guys.
Is it because you feel as if football has taken away a lot of your time with them?
No, not because of that, but what I want to do after football has nothing to do with coaching, you know. I think I just want God to bless me so much that I can help a lot of people. And when I'm in the car and I'm passing by, there are a lot of people struggling. It's not because they want to stand on the street, but there's nothing to help them get out of the street. So I think me and my family and my boys will try to solve one or two issues in the country if I could do it.
I heard you say in an interview I watched that you want to become a man of God. How true is that?
Well, if the oil is being released, who am I to say no?
That's an interesting take there. If they dip the oil on you, you cannot refuse.
There is nothing good in life than to play football and to get to a certain level, and after all, you are getting opportunity to go to heaven. I think that is one of the most greatest thing everybody should wish for.
True. You said at the beginning that Thierry Henry was your idol growing up as a striker. Do you have a local idol as a footballer?
Oof, I do.
Who's this?
It was always Asamoah. Because I used to watch him when he played Liberty Professionals. He used to come to play in Sunyani Coronation Park, and we would play a kettle raiser. And I remember one time I finished and he scored a goal. They were playing against Goldface. They brought the game to Brown. He scored 2 goals, and that time he used to do that Gaoa movement. He used to do rollings. So I was very, very happy to see him.
So you're a fan of Jan?
I've always been a fan of him.
One more question. Ronaldo or Messi?
I'll pick Ronaldo.
Why?
I'll pick Ronaldo because in terms of scoring, he's there. In terms of jumping with his head, he's there. Left, right, speed, he's full. And the reason why I would choose Ronaldo is Ronaldo has proven himself in all countries. Messi is one of the amazing ever, but I would like him to move and take a challenge somewhere. That's the reason I would choose Ronaldo over Messi. Lovely stuff.
Let me read a few messages. The last batch to close out the interview. Da Costa Boedu says that I'm Da Costa Boedu, Ash Gold striker. Okay. Say, I love the way he plays and he's part of my mentors. Okay. This one here. Francis from Medina says, please tell Boakye I'm his biggest fan. Tell him I need a signed jersey from him. This one here from Sule from Dansoman says, please let my senior player and superstar know that we are behind him with prayers, and he should give Cannavaro all the support because Cannavaro too gives us from what he gives him. I don't know even what that means. I don't know who Cannavaro is, but I'm sure.
It's one of my good friends.
That's amazing. This one says, big ups and much respect to B Magic. This is a warrior. The guy he trains at the beach with Coach Esso, or may the hand of the Lord be upon him wherever he goes. Looks like a lot of your people are watching this interview. This one here is from Emmanuel Jima from Yeji. Says, tell Richmond that he should keep on going. He's my mentor and I want to be like him. Boakye Adam has soaked in all the adulation, all the praise and everything. I'm sure he's very grateful. I mean, I'll leave the last word to you. A word for Ghanaians.
I would like to tell Ghanaians that they should support the national team. They should pray for whomever they think they support. By the end of it, though, we should all try to bring peace and think positive, because when you have positive mind and you are just always fighting for peace, you end up getting to the highest level in life. So.
Ghanaians, support the national team with positivity, according to Richmond Boakye Adam. Same time here, another time. We'll be back on the tracker with another personality interview. I enjoyed myself. I hope you did too.